The first argument pertains to the story in John 8, where Jesus said the words, "Before Abraham was, I am," to a group of Pharisees who respond by picking up stones to throw at Jesus. Christians see this incident as crystal clear evidence that Jesus claimed to be God. They interpret his statement as not only a declaration of pre-existence before Abraham, but also a direct claim to be the God who identified himself to Moses as, "I am." Additionally, they view the Pharisees' hostile reaction as proof that they believed Jesus was calling himself the God of Moses. But there are numerous issues here. First, the argument fallaciously assumes that Jesus existing before Abraham automatically makes him God. It does not. Second, there is nothing in the passage that suggests Jesus was claiming to be the I am of Exodus. We can be sure about this because in Acts 7, Stephen recounts the story of Exodus and says nothing about Jesus being there. Third, in verse 40 of the same chapter, during the very same conversation, Jesus refers to himself as a man who has heard the truth from God. This means he not only identified himself as a man, but also clearly distinguished himself from God. It's absurd, then, to suggest that later in the same conversation, Jesus would declare himself to be the God of Moses. Fourth, nowhere in the passage do we read that the Pharisees understood Jesus' statement as being a declaration that he was the God of Moses. The account of the incident ends abruptly in verse 59, where the Pharisees pick up stones to throw at Jesus. Christians are merely filling in the blanks with their imaginations, as they always do. Fifth, even if we grant for the sake of argument that the Pharisees understood Jesus' statement as a declaration that he was the God of Moses, we're compelled to question why they never brought it up again. Because later in John 18, when Jesus is put on trial, the Pharisees make no mention of this supposed incident where he allegedly claimed to be the God of Moses. It's as if their memories were wiped clean, and they conveniently forgot everything. Since they did not bring up Jesus' claim of being the God of Moses when it mattered most, we can safely conclude that they never understood it as such in the first place.